Sahara Games are one of those odd developers to classify. They've made some extremely great games, making some games that I hope turn out extremely well. However, they have also made extremely subpar games. One of their best games that they made is The Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction, which, just to let you know, is in my opinion one of the better games of the last console generation. The reason that made this game enjoyable was the over-the-top action that the Incredible Hulk was known for, extremely difficult enemies later in the game, and not to mention epic boss battles. However, on the opposite side of the coin, they've also made extremely bad games, such as the 50 Cent Bulletproof series. And I believe the least I mentioned, Leisure Suit Rally, the better. I will be talking about one of their more mediocre games, Time Shift. This is apparently attempting to be one of the Frankenstein monsters of this console generation, hoping that this abomination would actually come out halfway decent. Apparently whatever Igor that Sahara Games hired to loot the graves of games past to find decent features to put in their game was high at the time. The features together either A, completely and totally clash, just knowing each other out, or are completely and utterly useless. Time Shift's story basically goes that you are a scientist that is using a suit of armor that can control time. You play in an apocalyptic 1938 in which another scientist has taken over the planet by using another suit of armor. The games that this mediocre ego eluded are very apparent from once you start playing the game itself. Storyline alone, you can probably tell that it tried to take something out of Valve's Half-Life series. It also has a big old scoop of Blink's Time Sweeper, which in my opinion is like, let's look at the Star Wars prequel to find out how to make a very good sci-fi movie. Another feature that is extremely useless in this game is the health bar. I legitimately enjoy health bars because I like seeing how much time I have left until I drop dead. However, the reason why this seems to be useless is because it regenerates extremely fast. What is the point of having a health bar if you're just going to do the Call of Duty route in which you quickly regenerate health by hiding in a corner for several seconds? Another reason why it also seems to be useless is because the health bar usually means that you can take a certain amount of damage per level before you die. The reason why this is so useless is because you take a roughly the same amount of damage as your enemy's done. One clip, maybe one good shot to the head, depending on how much shots you take beforehand. Something else I also found is extremely odd is the enemy's bullet-absorbing tenacity. I literally had to shoot one enemy 4 times in the head and then melee him before he drops dead. Another problem with Time Shift is that it seems to be too schizophrenic. It's simply doing a big problem that happens nowadays by attempting to please as many people as possible. This game could have turned out great if it just had a simple Halo with bullet time. That would have been perfect. Give it some over-the-top guns and bloody action, able to see your enemy's corpse fly through the air frozen in time would have been just as rewarding as anything. Something else that also ticks me off is certain areas of the levels are destructible while certain aren't. If in Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction they're able to make completely destructible environments, why the heck can't they do it here? It's just lazy and simply saying, well, we're just trying to cut back on production costs. Probably the two biggest reasons, though, I enjoy crucifying Time Shift is because, one, it was originally planned on being an Xbox 360 launch title, something that apparently did not happen, given the fact it only came out a couple months after Halo 3. Another reason why I'm crucifying it so hard is because there are so many other shooters to compare it to. If this came out during the 360 launch, where the only other two decent shooters at the time were Perfect Dark Zero and Call of Duty 2, both of which probably would not be that much competition for Time Shift, it would have probably received a much better score than I'm going to give it. To sum it all up, everything that has been done in Time Shift has been done better and has been done in multiple games before it. If you can look past all the obvious flaws, you can still find a mediocre shooter at best. It's able to entertain you for a time depending on simply how critical you want to be. Let's see now. Scattered brain game, mediocre time control, stupid enemies, over-absorbent enemies, classic features. I'd probably give this game a 66 out of 100. Still able to pass, still able to entertain, but so much better is out there on the market than this.